What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be breaking down the XS50 and the XS60 to show you what's inside. Before we get into the video, I want to let you know that if this video gets 200 likes within the first week of being uploaded, we're going to give away a brand new XS50 or 60. It'll be winner's choice, so don't forget to hit that like button. Alright, so we're going to start off with the obvious differences. The XS60 is a bigger reel than the XS50. The XS50 has a thumb rest. It also has a thumb bar push button for the casting. The XS60 has no thumb rest, and the clutch for casting is up on top, kind of like an Abu Garcia C3 or Rocket. Also, the XS50 has two mounting points on the reel seat where it meets the frame, and the XS60 has four mounting points where the reel seat meets the frame. Real quick, guys, if you're interested in purchasing a reel or any other item from Piscifun's website, use this code and you'll get 18% off site-wide. Now let's tear these reels down. Let's go ahead and take them apart and show you the big differences that are inside of these reels. We'll start with the XS50. Super easy. It has 3 screws. Remove the 3 screws. Once you do that, your side cover will pull right off. I've been using the XS50 myself for one fishing season, and I've had 0 issues so far. And I haven't even cleaned them yet, so maybe we do a video in the future where we take them apart and clean them. But they're still nice and smooth. So pull that off. This piece is just going to pop right off as well, which is going to leave you with 3 little spacers that your clicker keeps your clicker in place. Pull your clicker off and then slide your spool out like so. Now we're going to remove the line pawl and the line guide. So you need a flathead screwdriver for that. Break that loose. That one was pretty loose already, guys. Sometimes these get stuck up in there, so it may take a second to get it out. Just fell right out. So now you have a clip over here. This clip right here. Remove that, and I think this one has a an E-clip on this side. But anyway, your worm gear is going to fall right out. So let's go ahead and remove the crown screws on this side. Forgot all about that. I'm so used to the Abu Garcia stuff that sometimes I forget. These are a little bit different. Now both reels come apart pretty much the same way, but the pieces inside of them are completely different, and I can't wait to show you guys. It's funny how similar they look on the outside as well, just for the insides to be a little bit different like that. Kind of weird. I have not had an opportunity to try out the XS60 yet. As you can see, it's still brand new. But it is a very smooth reel, so I expect it to perform pretty good. So once you get all these loose, it'll pop right off. Set your little crown screw to the side, and this piece should go ahead and pull out. And it's got a little clip on it. Actually, wow, this one doesn't. The XS50 does not have that clip, so it'll just pull right out. I like that. That's kind of like the Abu Garcia stuff. So now that we've got that one taken apart, I'm going to slide this stuff to the side and we'll get the XS60 taken apart. That way we don't get the pieces mixed up here. Alright, we need to find our little Phillips head screwdriver. Same thing, we got 3 screws. remove those, pull it off, same thing. We're going to remove that, and as you can tell, those pieces are a little different, huh? But wait till you see the big difference with those pieces. So that piece will pull off, same thing, you got your little spacers. Remove your clicker, remove your spool. And now we're going to take this side off. Same thing, you got your 3 crown screws. These aren't too tight, so that's what he said. Just remove your, loosen them up. Sometimes they get in a little bind. Got that big handle in the way. It's hard to get to it. It's like it's the bottom one here. Alright, pull it apart. And on this particular reel, see, it doesn't have this little piece over here. It doesn't come off the same way. It doesn't have one of these. I wish it did, but it doesn't. It actually has 2 little E-clips. One to remove the top bar, and then one to remove this piece here. So what you want to do for something like this is be careful, because you don't want it to shoot all the way across the room. Put our pieces in there. Slide that over. And you want to get your screwdriver. And I like to put my finger kind of behind it as well. And then just push down, alright? Also has a washer. We don't want to lose these. Now this piece should slide out. Oh, we forgot to take out the line pawl, guys. My bad. Be easier if you take that out first, but we got in a hurry. There we go. Now it'll slide right out. And now, like I said, we got a little E-clip on this side as well. So we'll repeat the same thing. Alright, we finally got it out of there. So now this will just come apart just like that. Difference number 1 here inside is the worm gear for the XS60 has a bearing on it right here. See that bearing? The XS50 just has a plastic bushing. So that's difference number 1. Now we're going to go over to the side plates. Alright, so on the XS60, the piece that holds the cogwheel on has a bearing inside of it. Alright, what's that mean? Well, that means that the spool for the XS60 is a fixed spool reel. Your bearings are actually in the side plates of your reel instead of the spool itself. Where on the XS50, you can tell it looks a little different. And the reason being is the bearings are inside of the spool. So the spool itself actually spins. Alright, so the spool spins like that on the spool shaft. Where on the XS60, that's not the case, okay? Another big difference is the braking system. This is the XS50, and as you can tell, it has a 6-pin braking system, which I really like. And like I said, I really like the fact that you can remove this and take your bearings out and clean them easily. I really like that. On the XS60, it has a 2-pin braking system. I'm not really a huge fan of 2-pin systems, but they have been around for a long time and they do work. So if you want to remove the bearings on the XS60, it's a little bit tougher to do. One of them is inside the side plate. And then the other bearing, it's pretty easy to remove. All you have to do really is just pop it out. So no big deal on that one. I'd say most people probably never clean their bearings anyway. If you want to remove the bearings on your XS50, it's super easy. All you have to do is remove the plastic gear. You can slide this out, your spool shaft, pop your brakes off first. One bearing's on that, and one bearing will fall right out of the spool. Alright guys, now that we got these reels put back together, let's do a recap. The XS50 has a thumb rest, it has a thumb bar push button for your casting, it also has 2 mounting points on the reel seat where it meets the frame. This is a 6-pin braking design, which I like. It's a floating spool, which means the bearings are inside of the spool. So when you cast, the spool rotates around the shaft. That's what she said. This is an all-around great reel. It's a little bit more modern. It's easier to take apart and put back together. I've had 3 of these since last season and I've had 0 issues. Now moving on to the XS60, this reel has 4 mounting points on the reel seat where it meets the frame. This reel has no thumb rest, and for the casting, the clutch is up here on the top, which I do like. It's kind of like a Pro Rocket or a C3, something of that nature. It's a very smooth reel. Now this is a fixed spool design, which means your bearings are inside the side plates. So when you cast, the spool and the shaft rotate together, and this also has a 2-pin braking design. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up, leave us a comment below, and we'll catch you on the next one.